It went fantastic, I thought.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Good about it.
People laughed. I'm clearly ready to be a professional and make millions of dollars.
Coming to the stage next, welcome Aaron Patton.
Public speaking is about the most difficult thing I've ever done in my entire life. Like you're constantly terrified you're going to embarrass yourself. So I figured instead of speaking, telling all my jokes tonight, I would just perform an interpretive dance for you all. Ladies. Sorry, I'm married. We met on the internet, as you can probably tell. We have a child. My wife wears the scar from his birth as a warning to all other women of the dangers of having sex with me. Before my son was born, we had to take the prenatal class, and in the middle of the class they just stop, and then they look at the class and they say, whatever you do, don't shake your baby, without any explanation. I'm like, why would you shake your baby? Like, clearly a sleeper hold would be far more effective. But for those of you without children, the reason why they tell you not to shake your baby is because you're going to want to shake your baby. There's nothing in this world that I love more than my son, but there's also nothing that I've wanted to silence with a pillow more. So someone got really upset that I said something like that, and they're like, your baby is like, he's like precious ivory figurine. And it's true. My baby is like precious ivory from the African elephant. Fragile and illegal to sell on eBay. I'm a terrible father. I think I'm somewhere between Lindsay Lohan's dad and a magic 8-ball. And people just tell me, they're like, you just need to be consistent. That's the golden rule in parenting, just be consistent. But I'm like, every time I start doing something and it finally starts working, my son just does something new that I don't know how to deal with. Like, this is his new thing. I touched your wiener. And like, there's no episode of Super Nanny that tells you how to deal with that. So I tell him, I'm like, Alistair, you can't touch other people's parts like that. It's not okay. And he said, no, Dad, it's funny. I'm like, no, it's not funny, because I tried it on stage and no one laughed. And Cliff doesn't speak to me anymore. When I left home, my parents got a small dog, and they were free to do anything they wanted, and they chose to get a small dog. And it's like the part that they missed about having me around was picking up my shit. My parents were afraid that I'd be gay. And I want to give my parents credit, because they told me that if I was gay, they would still love me. But if I had a choice, that straight would be better. I'm terrified that my son will grow up to be a raw food vegan hipster, but if he does have a choice, I think that he should be gay. It's not like when I was a kid, being straight was obviously better, because like if you were straight, it meant you got to do things like not being beaten to death. And now you're gay and you get a parade, and I hear Stanley Park is a completely different experience. I think probably the best part about being gay is that a gay man can tell the truth to a woman and she just really appreciates it. I try telling the truth to women, and you don't appreciate it so much. And it's just a little thing, like, what do you want to do tonight? Or what are you thinking? Or what is this bag I found in the closet with a hacksaw, a shovel, some duct tape, and a plane ticket to Mexico? I don't like lying, but got that one. I don't want to lie, but it's clear that some questions aren't actually questions. They're like little tests to see if you're smart enough to procreate with. Like, do you think she's pretty? I mean, you can't just say no, because then it's clearly a lie. So you have to make up something that sounds kind of true, like, well, I suppose some men would find her flat stomach and aggressive sexuality attractive, but her body doesn't have the experience that yours has. Women wonder why men lie. It's because you won't have sex with us when we tell the truth. I'm very fortunate, after being with my wife for 8 years now, we still have a very passionate sex life, but I've gotten lazy about it. So whereas I used to drive like 3 hours and bring flowers, now I'm just like, hey honey, I shaved. And then if that doesn't work, I just do a little interpretive dance. Thank you very much.